This is Grade 5 Math, Topic 13, Lesson 2. We're continuing on with order of operations from yesterday, but today's lesson is going to be how can you write a numerical expression to record calculations. So just a quick review, we talked about brackets, braces, and parentheses yesterday. We talked about multiplication and division, and then addition and subtraction. Brackets, braces, and parentheses will be done first. Then we'll solve any multiplication and division second from left to right. And then finally we'll solve any addition or subtraction third, once again, left to right. I'll be doing a few worked examples. These are coming out of your ICP. And the first example I'm going to do is number 7, which you see on the screen. It's asking us to add 91, 129, and 16, and then divide by 44. Before you do any math or write anything down, read the problem through just like I did to see what it's asking us to do. So I know I'm adding 91, 129, and 16 together. Then I'm going to do some division by 44. So I have 91 plus 129 plus 16. Then I'm dividing by 44. Here's the catch. I can't do the problem the way it's written this way because it doesn't match what number 7 is asking me to do, because from our order of operations, I would actually have to do 16 divided by 44 first because we do division and multiplication before any addition or subtraction. So this is where the symbols come in, so you can dictate order on what the problem's asking us to do first. It wants 91, 129, and 16 added together first, then divided by 44. I will use parentheses to indicate 91, 129, and 16 are all added together first, and then divided by 44. For these problems, you are not solving the expressions. You are only writing them from word form, putting them into the numbers and symbols to indicate what the problem is telling you to do. So that's the answer for number 7. Parenthesis, 91 plus 129 plus 16, close the parenthesis, divided by 44. Here's problem number 8 we'll work together. Find 8 and 5/10 times the difference between 77 and 13. All right, so it's asking me to find 8 and 5/10 times the difference between 77 and 13. Okay, so looking at this problem, if I were to solve it based on order of operations, I would do multiplication before I would do the subtraction here, but that's not what the problem's asking me. It wants 8 and 5/10 times the difference of 77 and 13. So I need to start using some symbols to make sure that 77 minus 13 is completed first before it's multiplied by 8 and 5/10. I'm able to use parentheses to have 77 minus 13 completed first, and then 8 and 5/10 multiplied by that difference. And once again, we're not evaluating the expressions, we're just writing them from word form into the numerical expression form. This is problem number 11. Write an expression to show the calculations you could use to determine the total area of the rectangles at the right. All right, so it's asking me for area. Area equals length times width. So I have 18 multiplied by 22 centimeters. All right, so that's the area of one rectangle. I actually have 3 rectangles. So to solve area, I would do 18 multiplied by 22 first, and then I would multiply it by my 3 rectangles. You could also write this another way. You could do 3 rectangles times the area, which is 18 multiplied by 22, or because of the commutative property of multiplication, you could switch around 18 and 22 and still have a correct answer, because 22 times 18 and 18 times 22 is still going to give you the area of one rectangle. This is problem 12. Ronnie's Rentals charges $25 plus $15 per hour to rent a chainsaw. David rented a chainsaw for 5 hours. Write an expression to show how you could calculate the total amount David paid. So there's a $25 flat fee to rent the chainsaw, and then he has $15 an hour, and he did it for 5 hours. So $25 flat fee, and then that $15 per hour. And he did that for 5 hours. So $15 times 5 would give me the total amount that for that 5 hours that he paid. So that's fine, that I would want to solve that first to get the total amount per those hours. Then I have to look back. The $25 is plus or in addition to the $15 per 5 hour charge. So I would add those two together. So I can find the charge for the chainsaw by hour first, and then my flat fee I will add in. It can also be written as 15 times 5 plus 25. Because of the mathematical properties of the commutative property for multiplication and addition, these two numbers inside the parentheses, the 5 and 15, can also be switched around. So if you wrote 5 times 15 plus 25, or had the 25 in the front, like the one example, you would be correct as well. Here's a multiple choice question. Which expression represents the following phrase? Subtract 214 from 721 and then divide by 5. Okay, so it wants 721 minus 214. Be careful that you are not writing it in the order that it's in the problem, because it is not asking you 214 minus 721. It's the opposite, so this would be incorrect. This is the correct order. Then divide by 5. So from order of operations, division would come first from left to right, but that's not what this problem is asking me. It wants the subtraction, 214 from 721, then dividing by 5. So I have to use my symbols to make sure I group 721 minus 214 first. So I'm going to put parentheses around that. So that would be done first, and then the division would be done second. So I have parentheses, 721 minus 214, close the parentheses, divided by 5. So now I have to see what answers I have. A has 721 divided by 214. Well, we know that's wrong because they're asking us to subtract. B has 721 minus 214 divided by 5. Like I just explained, if we were to do order of operations, first would be 214 divided by 5, and that's not what the problem's asking us. So that's gone too. Now we have C. We have 721 divided by 5. That's not what it's asking us. It wants 214 subtracted from 721. It doesn't want 721 divided by 5, so that's gone. So now we look at D. 721 minus 214 divided by 5. That looks exactly what I have down here. 721 minus 214 divided by 5. Your correct answer is D. Here's another multiple choice question. What is the first step in evaluating this expression? So I have 2 times 47 plus 122 inside parentheses minus 16. So just like we've been talking, remember, my brackets, my braces, and parentheses are always going to come first. Second is going to be multiplication and division. And lastly, third will be addition and subtraction. Both of these are worked from left to right, but I have to start up here because in my problem, I see parentheses. So 47 plus 122. Let's see my answer choices. Multiply 2 and 47. No, I have 47 plus 122. Multiply 2 and 16. Nope, that's not in my parentheses either. I'm looking for 47 plus 122. C, add 47 and 122. Oh, well, I've been saying plus, but plus and add are the same thing, so C should be my answer. So right now, I'm liking C. Let's see what D says. add 2 and 47. Nope, I am not adding 2 and 47 inside those parentheses, so that's gone. And my correct answer is C, adding 47 plus 22. I want to do one more worked example. This is question number 10. Multiply 2/3 by 42 and then multiply that product by 10. Okay, so I see multiply 2/3 by 42. 2/3 times 42. Then multiply that product by 10. So I need this product first, then I'm going to multiply by 10. So once again, I have to use symbols to indicate I want 2/3 times 42 done first, then multiplied by 10. So I'm going to put 2/3 times 42 in parentheses, and then I have my multiplied by 10. And my question is complete because for these expressions, I do not have to solve.